Man, come on in, family. Come on in. This is gonna be rough. This is gonna be rough. It's gonna be a sensitive topic. Um, it's something that we definitely need to have. You know what I mean? Especially in today's day and age when there seems to be so much stress, so much chaos, going on. Man, we have to learn how to deal with our trauma. We have to learn how to deal with our baggage. We got to learn how to deal with our emotions and our feelings. You know what I mean? If you never learn how to deal with this stuff, you'll never move beyond it. You'll never reach what you came here to do. Man, I'm nervous. I've been um, getting ready for this probably for like the last 45 minutes, just sitting here, just meditating, just praying, just talking to God, you know what I mean? And just, man, I got nervous, you know what I mean? Because until you've gone through it, you really don't understand it. You know what I mean? Until you've gone through the suicidal thoughts, until you've gone through the fact of seeing a close loved one die, or you have regret from something, a decision that you've made, and it's come back to bite you in the tail. You know what I mean? Until you face those types of things, you really don't understand what we're talking about when we talk about, man, those deep depressions and, you know what I mean? Those crazy suicidal thoughts and just the anxieties and the fears of our past choices and our past decisions. You know what I mean? And so often we're so quick to judge people and put people down, never understanding the crap that they've had to go through. What's up with you, Spar Spec? Never truly understanding the crap that they've had to deal with and the crap that they're carrying. You know what I mean? Never understanding the fact that this person has trauma and pain and suffering that just looking at them, you can't understand. Just looking at them, you would never know that they've gone through the hell that they've gone through. They haven't really completely grown through it yet. They're still trying to figure out how to grow through it. They're still trying to figure out, how do I deal with this pain? How do I deal with this loss of a relationship, a loss of a business opportunity, a loss of a loved one? I woke up early this morning and I knew I was gonna do this live stream, and God put in my mind to, man, go to Netflix. Turned on Netflix and it's like, okay, why am I watching Netflix first thing in the morning? You know what I mean? And God took me to this movie, um, Straightening the Lines or something like that. I can't even think of the name of it right now. Something Bending the Line or Straightening the Line, something to that effect on Netflix. Came out like in 2016, I think, or 2022, I believe it was. And it was the stories about a man who's gone to war and he's lost his friends, his family, all the family that he had. You know, his brothers in the military, a Marine guy, and he lost them in battle because of the decision he made. Everybody was getting ready to go home, get on a plane, to fly out the next day, and he made the decision as the sergeant, man, we're gonna go out on one more, mission. It's gonna be an easy mission. We've been there forever, da 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 da. Man, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna do what we've always done, and we're always gonna come back. And that decision cost him and a lot of the people that followed them their lives. His closest friends died. One of his friends, man, lost his legs. You know what I mean? And he was traumatized with that decision. He was traumatized with the fact that, damn, I should be dead. I cost these people their life. They were following my lead and I led them down the wrong path. I made the decision to go off one more time. And now these guys, they're dead. Comes back to Montana, and I love that aspect that he went back to Montana, because when I joined the military, joined the Air Force after my basic training, man, my first duty assignment was in Great Falls, Montana. And so they talked a lot about Montana and the fishing and just all the other stuff that goes on there in Montana. And this guy's there and he's meeting all these people, not even understanding that each of them had their own story, not understanding that each of them carry their own pain and their own trauma, and they deal with it in their own unique way. Say, we're going with, I can't even talk, we're going somewhere today. How do you deal with your stress? How do you deal with the emotions and the pain and the suffering that you're carrying? So many of us, we drown and we're drowning in our emotions. We're drowning in our feelings, in our thoughts, because we can't get past the past. We can't get past the loss of a loved one. We can't get past the fact that, man, I messed up. I blew it. Somebody did me wrong. Somebody did me foul. And mending the line. That's it. Thank you. Mending the line. Somebody did me foul. And man, because of that, I'm carrying all this pain, all this trauma, and I'm having nightmares of this stuff. I'm waking up in the middle of the night, sweating and scared because of all this stuff that I've gone through. I'm scared of getting close to women because all the women in my past have broke my heart. I'm scared of getting close to a guy or befriending a guy because all the guys in my past have broke my heart. What's up with you, Scorpio mama? Man. And so often we get caught up and we don't know how to deal with that. And so many of us, we take the drinking, we take the drug use, we take to just jumping in different toxic relationships because we're trying to escape the pain. We're popping pills. So many, we don't even want to go to sleep because we're terrified of our nightmares. Just like so many of us, we're terrified of getting in relationships because we're terrified of getting hurt again. What is it that you're drowning in? And see, here's the trick. You could be drowning because of a choice you made. You could be drowning because somebody did you wrong in a relationship. You could be drowning in the fact that your childhood wasn't good and somebody molested you. Somebody did you wrong as a kid. You could be drowning in the fact that your father wasn't there. You could be drowning in the fact that your mama wasn't there, or your father abused you, or your mama talked down to you. Whatever the case may be, you're drowning in the fact that, man, I'm carrying this crap and I don't know how to get past it. I'm carrying this crap and I don't know how to get by this and how to heal this. And so many of us, we run to church and we're looking for church to fix it. And church is not going to fix that. Church can't fix that. And I know this is going to offend some people. And again, this is not meant to be offensive. It is what it is. We got to grow up. We have to grow up and understand. Just excuse me a second. We got to understand the fact that, man, I got to face this. I got to deal with this the best way I know how. And how everybody else deals with their drama, how everybody else deals with their pain and their suffering ain't necessarily the way that I need to deal with mine. We all have our own unique way of dealing with stuff. But if you've been carrying it for years, and I'm talking about years, you ain't really dealing with it. You ain't dealt with it and you're not dealing with it. You're just carrying it. You're not resolving it. You're not fixing it. You're just carrying it. It's like a backpack you put on everywhere you go. Whatever the trauma is, whatever the pain is, everywhere you go, that backpack goes with you. Everywhere you go, that purse goes with you. And so many of us, we've made the mistake of making that our identity. That's who I am. I'm just this way. I'm this pain. I'm this suffering. I'm this trauma. I'm this depressive state. I'm bipolar. We have all these labels we've given ourselves because of the pain and the suffering we're carrying that we've never learned how to deal with. And I get sick and tired of hearing Christian people talking about just pray about it because praying about it don't fix it. Oh, we're going there today. We're going there. And again, this is not meant to be offensive to anybody. You believe what the hell you want to believe. I'm speaking from experience. And the greatest teachers are those that have gone through the pain and the suffering. If you ain't gone through shit, shut the fuck up because you can't help nobody go through what you ain't went through. Oh, we're going there today. We're going there. And again, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't give a damn how much them people at church told me to pray about dealing with my stuff. Praying about me being molested wasn't going to fix me being molested as a 6-year-old kid by Christian people. Praying about that and crying out to God never fixed that problem. I was married with my younger kids. What's up with you, Sky Spirituality? I was with my younger kid's mom, married, and she was leaving. And I'm crying out to God. I didn't cheat on her, didn't abuse, didn't do anything wrong in that relationship. She had unresolved trauma, unresolved issues that she hadn't dealt with yet. And I'm crying out to God for my relationship. I'm crying out to God to keep my marriage. Because I never wanted my kids to grow up without their mother and father, because I grew up without both of mine. I grew up with my mama dead. I grew up with my daddy in prison. So I know what it was like not to have your parent in your life. And I never wanted that for my kids. And so I'm crying out to God so that my younger kids didn't have to grow up like that. I'm in church doing everything I can, tithe and pay my offering and everything. I'm doing all that I can so that God would keep my marriage, and my marriage still failed. She still left. No matter how much I prayed, no matter how much I cried for that relationship to last and to be healed, it wasn't healed. I talked to her, show you how desperate I was in regards to keeping a relationship. Most guys don't ever want to talk about going to counseling. Most guys ain't trying to go to counseling. But I'm talking to them like, man, let's go to counseling. Let's go see a therapist. Let's get this relationship resolved and fixed so that we can move beyond this, so that our kids don't grow up in a broken house suffering from the choices that we made. Let's go get some help so that we could better help our kids. We went to counseling. That didn't help her. It was nothing that the counselor could say to her. And it was a female counselor. She wasn't trying to hear it. Her mind was made up. She wanted to go, and she left. Why do I bring that up? Because sometimes in life, there's nothing you could do about whatever's transpired to you. Sometimes in life, things are completely out of your control. Sometimes in life, you can't keep your marriage. Sometimes in life, you can't keep your loved one alive. My wife, Cecilia, passed away with breast cancer in 2015. I'm crying out to God. She's crying out to God, praying. We're crying to God, man, that God heal her. No matter how much we prayed, no matter how much we cried out to God, it didn't fix it. It didn't heal her from cancer. And so what God had to show me was, Elijah, you got to trust the process. You got to go through what you got to go through. It's going to hurt. It's going to be painful. You're going to suffer. You're going to cry. You're going to be brokenhearted. You can't walk through it sometimes. You can't run through it sometimes. You got to crawl through some shit. Sometimes you got to crawl through it. And the Bible talks about him that runs a race. Sometimes you can't run your race. Sometimes you're so hurt, so broken, you don't have the strength, you don't have the stamina, you don't have the energy to run. That's when you're going through some real shit. When you're going through some heavy shit and you can't even stand up. When you're going through some heavy shit and you don't even want to get up out the bed. When you're going through some heavy shit and you don't even want the lights on, you don't want the curtains open. That's when you know you're going through some deep shit, some real shit. Some shit, somebody just talking about, God bless you, and I'm praying for you. Nah, mother, keep that shit over there. Because that's not doing shit for me over here. Sometimes God takes us through real deep shit. He takes us through real deep waters. And you start drowning in your sorrow. You start drowning in your pain. Because you don't know how to deal with it. You don't know all that you know, and it still hasn't gotten fixed. You memorize all the scriptures. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. I can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens me, not by might, not by power, but by my spirit, said the Lord. You quote all these scriptures, but it don't take the pain away. You're quoting all these scriptures, it don't take the hurt away. You're quoting all these scriptures, it don't take the emptiness away. You're quoting all these scriptures, it don't take the loneliness away. You're quoting all these scriptures, and it don't take the fact away that my daddy murdered my mama right in front of me. See, sometimes you got to go through some real deep shit. And why do we go through real deep shit? We go through real deep shit to keep us humbled. We go through real deep shit to understand, man, you know what? In order for me to help others, I got to go through some shit. In order for me not to become arrogant and narcissistic, in order for me not to become fucking self-righteous and judgmental, I gotta go through some real deep shit. Why? Because I gotta remember, man, I made it out by the grace of God. Man, there's been times I've been suicidal. There's been times, a lot of times, that I was suicidal. There's been a lot of times that I wanted to give up because of the shit that I was going through was too heavy. And the Bible didn't do shit to help the pain. Quoting scriptures didn't do anything to take away the pain. Talking to God didn't do anything to take away the prayer or take away the pain. People laying hands on you and prophesying and all, that didn't take away the pain. And so you go through all that stuff. And the pain is still there. You go through all that stuff and you're still drowning in your sorrow. You're still drowning in your feelings. And if the truth be told, those of us that grew up in the church, those of us that have been told to pray about it, those of us that have been told, man, you got to just fast and you got to do da-da-da-da and da-da-da, and you've done all that other stuff. And they still didn't fix the problem. What happens is that makes us believe that, man, God don't like me. God ain't fucking with me. God don't care about me. Because I've done everything the preacher said to do. I've done everything the mother of the church said to do. I've done everything the Bible said to do. I've done everything the missionary told me to do. I've done everything my parents told me to do. I've read the Bible. I've quoted the scriptures. I've gone to church. I give my tithes and offering, and I'm still broke, busted, and disgusted. I'm still suicidal. I'm still depressed. I'm still drowning in the fact that my father murdered my mama. I'm still drowning in the fact that I'm lonely and don't nobody want me. I'm still drowning in the fact that I witnessed a loved one die. We're going there today. We're going there. And we got to stop bullshitting ourselves. We got to stop deceiving ourselves, thinking that, man, okay, I'm good now. Truth is, it's okay to say, man, I'm hurting. It's okay to say, I'm struggling with this. It's okay to say, man, I don't know how to get past this. It's okay to cry out for help. See, society has made us feel like punks and sissies and weaklings and everything because we're struggling with something that we can't talk about. And so we put on this facade of being tough and Billy Badass and can't nobody fuck with me. And we put on this persona that we got everything together and we're dying and drowning on the inside. And nobody sees it. Nobody knows that the pain we're carrying. Nobody knows we're suicidal. Nobody knows we're brokenhearted. Nobody knows we feel lonely and unwanted. Nobody knows that we feel like nobody loves us. Nobody knows we feel like we're unworthy of being loved. Why are we so scared to be transparent? Part of the reason why we're scared to be transparent is because the church has fucked us up. If the truth be told, because the church has told you to fake the funk. The church has told you to act as if. The church has told you to run around, shout, speak in tongues, and, and everything will be okay. The church has told you, the devil is a lie. You're not feeling that. That's a deception from the devil. That's deception from the enemy. The enemy got you feeling like that. No, my feelings got me fucked up. Why? Because I experienced some bullshit. I went through some tragic shit. And I don't know how to deal with it. And if the truth be told, the prayers of the church ain't helping me any. The pastor at the church don't know how to help me. The preachers at the church don't know how to help you. So they make you be the problem. They ostracize you. They criticize. Oh, it must be something you're doing because you're not praying hard enough. You're not studying long enough. You're not meditating on the word of God long enough. You're not doing that. That's not going to fix the motherfucking problem. If that was going to fix the problem would have been fixed a long time ago. Seeking the kingdom of heaven don't fix the problem. Let's grow up. Let's keep the shit real. Let's keep the shit a buck. Seeking the kingdom of heaven ain't gonna fix the fact that this woman just got raped. Seeking the kingdom of heaven ain't gonna fix the fact that this father, this mother just lost their only son. Let's stop being so fucking religious and ignorant that we want to quote the fucking Bible and tell everybody, oh, it's God, it's God, it's God, it's God. You gotta do this, you gotta. No! We gotta stop the bullshit. That's why each generation keeps getting more fucked up. Because the previous generation is telling them some stupid, ignorant ass shit to do. And then when it don't work, it makes them feel bad. It makes them feel like they're not good enough. It makes them feel like there's a problem. Because it's not working for them. When the truth is, everybody in the church is fucked up. Everybody in the church got some fucking issues that they're not dealing with. But they're running around, I'm saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, water baptized, running for the Lord, speaking in tongues and jumping, acting like everything is perfect when it ain't. Acting like they got all their shit fixed when they don't. We got to stop being fucking fake. We got to stop being phony. We got to learn how to be transparent and honest with ourselves. And honest and transparent with other people. See, here's the trick. You don't know who's going through what until you open up a dialogue and you become transparent and you show that other person it's safe for them to be transparent with you. Now you sit there and you look at them like, oh shit, damn, I thought my problems was fucked up. I thought my shit was bad. I didn't realize you was going through all that. I didn't realize all of that was on your chest. I didn't realize you were struggling the way you are. Because we don't talk to each other. Because we're not real with each other. This is why when we see all these celebrities committing suicide, we're so blown away. We're so taken back. How could this person just lose it all? And they had the world at their fingertips. I didn't know they were that depressed. I didn't know that was suicidal. Why did they overdose like that? Why did all these people that I looked up to do woo-de-woo-de-woo? Because they were hurting. And nobody saw their pain. They were drowning in sorrow and nobody recognized it. How many entertainers, how many musicians, have we seen, have we witnessed come into this world, blow up, and overdose? How many musicians have we seen in the history of the United States that blew up, megastars, and committed suicide? The world loved them. The world idolized them. But we never saw their pain. We never saw the fact that, dang, they're human just like us. They have feelings just like us. We have to grow up. We have to stop hiding. We have to stop hiding from our own feelings. We have to stop hiding from our own thoughts. But it's so easy to be distracted. It's so easy to find something to numb the pain. So I get stuck on entertainment. I get stuck on watching everybody else's drama. Why? Because it numbs the pain to my suffering. It numbs the pain to my madness. I start smoking. I start drinking. Because it numbs my pain. Some people work out and they great bodies, but emotionally they're fucked up. Great bodies, but they have some pain and trauma that they don't know how to deal with. And so their escape from their pain and their suffering is the gym. Some people become great artists. Whether that's painting, whether that's drawing, whether that's writing. Some of the greatest stories, some of the greatest songs and lyrics have been composed out of people's pain. So how do we fix this? How do we begin the process of healing this? We begin the process of healing our pain and our suffering by being honest. By being honest. Honest with myself. Honest with other people. But so many of us were so terrified of what other people are going to think about us. So many of us were terrified of being judged by other people. It's one of the issues that I have with the church. The church has done a number on humanity. As far as fucking humanity up with the self-righteousness and the judgment. And we have to find a way to heal from this. We have to find a way to get past this. How do we do that? See, I love being in nature. I love being in nature. When I'm out in nature, it's beautiful. It's breathtaking. I get caught up in just the beauty of it all. But then when you come back home, still got the pain and suffering. In nature, you could be distracted by the beauty and the animals and the serenity of it all. Different things become a distraction for us. See, I could go work out, and while I'm working out, that becomes a great distraction because I'm focused and fixated on getting these reps in. I'm focused and fixated on running. I'm focused and fixated on breathing. But then when I stop exercising, those thoughts and feelings come back. And I realize I can't run away from my feelings. I can have the best sex in the world. And after it's over, after I calm down, my thoughts and feelings come right back to me. My thoughts and feelings won't escape me. I could push them to the side by being fixated and focused on something else. And that's what the church does. When we talk about God, that's what that does. When we get so fixated on God, you're not dealing with the issue. And I'm not saying, man, you guys know me, you've been with me for a minute. I'm all about having an intimate relationship with God. I'm all about being in alignment with God. But let's not bullshit ourselves, and let's stop deceiving ourselves, and let's stop being tricked. You could use anything as a distraction. Anything. You could use, oh, I'm going to spend time with my grandkids. And spending time with your grandkids, as great as that is, that can be a distraction to you healing and dealing with your trauma. Going to work is a great thing. But being at work is a distraction to your trauma and your growth and development. Being at work fixated and focused on what you're supposed to be focused and fixated on at work, man, it distracts you from dealing with your stuff. You can watch a movie, and it could be a great movie, and that can be a distraction to your dealing with your issues. You smoke and drink, you could go to the club, you could go out to a house party, whatever it is that you do. Get turned up, get lit, and all of that's fun to you and great until you calm down, come back down to reality, and understand, man, I still got this same pain and trauma. And sometimes the alcohol and the drugs make it worse because now I done probably fucked up and got caught up in some other shit that I shouldn't have got caught up in. And so now my problems are worse because of the distractions that I use led me down the wrong path. Now I got other entanglements. Having all the money in the world doesn't fix your pain and suffering. There's been too many wealthy people that's committed suicide. There's been too many wealthy people strung out on dope. Too many wealthy people strung out on alcohol. Too many wealthy people strung out on painkillers. We have to grow up. We have to grow. And that's what this channel is all about. I come the way that I come because I am a drill sergeant. You know what I mean? That's what I'm about. I'm a drill instructor. We don't sugarcoat shit here. We're going to keep it a buck. We're going to keep it real. I don't give a damn about what you think about me. I don't give a damn what you think about the delivery. I have a purpose. And my purpose is to get you to recognize the real. To see yourself for how you really are. To stop playing games with yourself. To stop lying to yourself. Stop deceiving yourself. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. And the truth is, it doesn't matter what you've accumulated in life. It doesn't matter how big your house is, or how little your apartment or studio is, or how small your room is that you're renting. None of that matters. It doesn't matter how many vehicles you have. It doesn't matter how much money you have. What matters is you becoming a true beacon of hope, a true beacon of light. Everybody nowadays say they're a beacon of hope. Everybody want to show you how to get rich. Everybody want to show you how to get your king, how to get your queen. There's a whole lot of people that's married that's suicidal. There's a whole lot of people that's married that ain't happy. There's a whole lot of people that got relationships and they're miserable as fuck. There's a whole lot of people with money, deep pockets, and they're miserable as hell. So, to be a true beacon of hope, a true beacon of light, a true beacon of love, a real child of God, you have to face your bullshit. You have to face your fears and your insecurities. That's what a real child of God is. That's what a real child of God does. The church has got the world fucked up thinking that a child of God is somebody that just quotes the Bible or some other religious book. A child of God is somebody that goes to a church or a temple, a mosque, or some of that other bullshit, and it ain't got nothing to do with none of that crap. A true child of God, a true man of God, ain't trying to get you caught up in some fucking religious organization. Nope. A real man of God, a real woman of God, a real light worker, a real beacon of work, a beacon of love, a beacon of light. It's somebody that wants you to reach your full potential. Somebody, and I'm not talking about accumulating money. I'm talking about healing. Healing all the crap you've gone through. That's how you find your purpose. That's how you find joy. That's how you find peace. That's how you find happiness. You don't find it in church. You only find that by dealing with you and facing your crap. You got to deal with your stuff. It's a whole lot of people that know the Bible and they're still miserable. There's a whole lot of people know the Bible and they're suicidal. There's a whole lot of people know the Bible and they ain't got no joy, no peace, no happiness. But they're preaching and teaching. They're running around singing and shouting and falling out in the spirit and all that other bullshit. But they ain't dealing with them. They're not dealing with their pain and their suffering. And the truth is, they can't talk about it in church because everybody's going to judge them as not being spiritual. See, that's how fucked up churches got us really today. If you talk about your pain and your trauma and the crap, I'm dealing with all this stuff. I'm drowning in my emotions. I'm drowning in my thoughts. The church folk look at you. Oh, you just weak and you're not strong enough spiritually and and you're just carnal minded. And they got all this stupid ass bullshit. And then those of us that ain't in church anymore, those of us that are quote unquote spirit in the spiritual movement, we look at people, oh, they're not spiritual enough. Oh, you need them more sage. Oh, you need these crystals and you need it. We got all this stupid shit that we throw at each other and that we use to beat each other down, to make somebody feel that they're not spiritual enough. You guys have been, you already know, I rock crystals. There's not a day that go by that I don't have crystals on. This ring is black tourmaline. I keep crystals on me. Don't ever take them off. But crystals ain't gonna save you. Crystals ain't gonna give you peace. Crystals ain't gonna give you joy. Crystals ain't gonna give you happiness. Crystals ain't gonna help you deal with your bullshit. The only way to deal with your bullshit is for you to sit there and deal with your bullshit head on. You got to acknowledge the fact that you're carrying that bullshit. And you have to acknowledge the fact that, dang, I've been carrying this crap for years. And I've never learned how to let it go. Been in church and still had that crap. Got crystals, speaking to the lives of others, do tarot cards, oracle cards, charms, pendulums, all, and I still got that crap. Why? Because we keep looking for something else to fix us. We keep looking for something external to come save us and rescue us. What's up with your son's workout? I'm not against the Bible. Read the Bible. But don't expect the Bible to solve your problems. Don't expect the Bible to help you deal with being molested as a kid. Don't expect the Bible to take the pain and the trauma away from you being raped. The Bible's not going to take away your broken heart. The Bible's not going to take away your abandonment issues. You're going to have to do that yourself. You're going to have to do that yourself. Nothing externally is going to save you. And so many of us, we jump in relationships looking for this person to make everything better. Oh, we don't realize that I'm jumping in this relationship and I'm distracted. I'm not really dealing with my shit now because I'm fixated on you. You got your bullshit you're not dealing with because you're distracted with me. The sex is the shit. And we love the fact that, man, by being with each other, we feel this quote unquote peace. We feel this quote unquote happiness. And we feel this false sense of peace and this false sense of happiness because we're not facing our issues. We're not looking at our shit. Because we're distracted with each other. We're distracted with hanging out and fucking and doing all this other stuff. And then we get frustrated. And we look at the other person. And we start blaming them. Because I'm miserable now. Because all my shit is still there. And my shit was gone, so I thought. when we got in this relationship. And it wasn't that my shit was gone. I just suppressed it. I was just distracted. And now you can't distract me from my shit. Now your jokes ain't a distraction. Now your sex ain't a distraction. Now hanging out with you, laughing and shooting a breeze ain't a distraction anymore. And so what God is showing us, I don't care what you do. That's not going to fix the problem. You can do whatever you want to do. And all you're going to learn is that you're practicing avoidance. You're practicing avoiding the real issue. You're distracted from the real issues. And so through all of our failed relationships, all the business opportunities and everything else that we try to fix the problem, whether it's church, whether it's our music, whether it's our poetry, our artwork, whether it's our dancing ability, whether it's working out, whether it's eating, whether it's sex, whether it's alcohol, drugs, whatever it is, whether it's nature, whatever we use to fix the problem, God is going to allow us to go down that path thinking that that's the answer. And then we'll crash and burn and realize, damn, none of this shit is fucking working. I've tried everything to fix the problem. We tried everything except for facing it. We tried everything except for being honest with ourselves and honest with others. We have to learn. No matter how much people judge us, no matter how much people look down on us because of their judgment and their self-righteousness, that ain't got nothing to do with us. That's their issue. That's their bullshit that they need to heal from and deal with, that they're not. We have to get to the point where we can look at ourselves in the mirror and say, damn, I thought I had the answers. I thought I had this licked. I thought I had this figured out. I thought I had this resolved. Until somebody triggered me. And you're gonna keep getting triggered until you fix it. Somebody's gonna keep setting you off until you're honest with yourself. See, we fail to realize that when somebody triggers us, that's God's, the universe's way of showing us, hey, you ain't dealt with this yet. You haven't completely healed this yet. You've been tricking yourself. You've been deceiving yourself thinking that you were healed from this. You've been tricking yourself thinking that you moved beyond this. You're still getting triggered because you haven't dealt with it really. You're still getting triggered because you haven't really healed. You could fake the funk all you want to. You could keep hiding all you want to. You're going to keep getting triggered until you're honest with yourself. We're drowning in our fears. We're drowning in our insecurities. We're drowning in our thoughts. Because we won't be honest with ourselves. I've had to tell myself a lot of times, damn, I thought I had that. I thought I moved beyond that. I didn't think that was a problem anymore. And then you get in another relationship or another situation, and God shows you that it's still a problem. What I've had to learn the hard way. And again, I'm 54 years old. I've had to sit there and say, okay, God, I've gone through this, and that. Let's just take this one thing at a time. I can't fix everything all at once. That's a setup for failure. So let's take whatever it is you want me to realize, whatever it is you want me to deal with first. Okay, God, you want me to deal with this? That. What is the lesson for me in this situation? What was I supposed to learn from all this pain and suffering? What was I supposed to learn from this brokenness? What was this supposed to teach me? Because when I look at the pattern of my life, I see different women, similar results. I see different situations, similar results. I see a pattern over my life because obviously I'm missing something. I have to stop blaming everybody else. Stop being focused on everybody else and shifting the blame to everybody else. And be honest with myself and say, okay, what was I supposed to learn? What is this supposed to teach me? It can't be not to trust people. It can't be that guys ain't shit. It can't be that women ain't shit. It can't be to be a fucking racist. It's not teaching me not to trust Democrats. This is not teaching me not to trust Republicans. This is not teaching me to be homophobic. This is not teaching me to be da-da-da. It's not teaching me none of that stupid ass shit. What am I supposed to learn from this? God, help me learn the lesson so that I can move beyond this. Help me learn the lesson so that I can heal from this. See, once you learn the lesson, you don't have to keep going through that anymore. Once you learn the lessons, now you can let it go. What we've never understood was we can't let stuff go because we haven't learned the lessons. It's impossible for you to let anything go that you've experienced in life until you learn the lessons of that situation. And the great majority of us never take the time to learn the lessons. We just keep staying distracted. And so we never elevate. We never grow. And we get content with where we're at. We stay on that low frequency. We stay on that low vibration of faking and pretending because we've never learned the lesson. That's how you heal. That's how we outgrow our trauma and our pain. So many of us, we don't want to face it because we think it's going to be overwhelming. As if carrying that shit for the last 20, 30, 40 years hasn't been overwhelming. That's not even logical when you really look at it. When you really look at that and put that in the proper perspective, when I deal with my bullshit, it hurts me right then and there. It hurts me to have to sit there and dive deep into the subconscious thoughts and fears and insecurities and whoop, whoop, whoop. That hurts. That's scary because I'm scared of what I'm gonna find. I'm scared of how I'm gonna feel. I'm scared of whoop, whoop, whoop. Whatever it is, I gotta go through that. But we don't want to go through that. And we would much rather put that shit in a backpack. We would much rather put that shit, put it in our fucking purse and carry it with us for the rest of our fucking lives. Everywhere we go, every relationship we get in, we take this bullshit with us. Every job we go to, we take this bullshit with us. And then we wonder why I can never outgrow being that caterpillar. I can never become that butterfly and get my wings and fly away. Because you won't face the fears. You won't learn the lesson. And because you won't learn the lesson, it's impossible for you to let that stuff go. And so you become heavy, full of anxiety, depression, fear, doubt. And we start drowning in our sorrow. Because we're thinking about what shoulda, coulda, woulda. We start thinking about how life could have been different if we hadn't experienced that. If we hadn't gone through that, we start trying to imagine how our life would have been different. And so many of us are full of regret and shame because we went through and we've never learned how to heal from that. So we can't let it go. Once you learn the lesson, God gives you the blessing. And the blessing is the wisdom of whatever it is that you are going through. The knowledge, the wisdom of your experience. Years ago, probably back in 1995, I came up with this quote. Wisdom and love are found deep within the jungles of the mind. Most are not courageous enough to enter therein and just glance at it from afar. Let me say it again. Wisdom and love are found deep within the jungles of the mind. Most are not courageous enough to enter therein and just glance at it from afar. Most of us, we ain't trying to dive into our subconscious thoughts. Most of us ain't trying to do our shadow work. Most of us ain't trying to heal the pain and the trauma we've experienced. We look at it from afar, full of fear and anger. Angry that we went through that. Angry that we had to experience that. And you're only angry because you haven't healed from it. You're only angry because you haven't discovered the lessons from it. Because once you discover the lessons, you become grateful for those experiences. You become grateful for that pain, that trauma. Why? Because now you got the wisdom and the insight. Now you have the capability of being a beacon of hope, a beacon of love, a beacon of light for others. I love you too, Auntie Fury. We got to grow up. This is why I can sit here and talk about being molested. This is why I can sit here and talk about seeing and witnessing my father murder my mama when I was 2. This is why I can sit here and talk about the pain and the trauma of watching my wife, my best friend, die from breast cancer. Because I've dealt with the pain. I've learned the lessons. I've learned the lessons. And that's why I'm able to talk about those things. Because I've been there. Because I've healed from that. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. We have to understand the power that is within us. Stop looking for some external power to come be your redemption. Whether Jesus came and died 2,000 years ago or not, that's not going to save you from your trauma and from your pain. Because he died, if he did, 2,000 years ago. And you still got the pain. And you've had that pain for years. You got to become your own savior. You got to become your own rescuer. You got to stop running from who you are. You got to stop being distracted with the bullshit. You could do the right thing, or excuse me, you could do a good thing, and it'd be the wrong thing for you. Let me say it again. You could do a good thing, but it'd be the wrong thing for you. You could do nice things all you want to. That's not going to fix your issues. You could be a good person. That's not going to fix your issues. You being a nice, sweet person isn't going to resolve your trauma. You being a nice, sweet, loving person isn't going to fix your broken heart. You being a nice, sweet, loving person, giving person isn't going to fix your loneliness. You got to do the work. There's no getting around it. There's no escaping that. Not if you're a real child of God. Not if you're a real chosen one. Not if you're a real star seed. Not if you're a real beacon of hope, a beacon of love, or a beacon of light. You can only become these things by doing the work. Reading is not going to make you a child of God. Praying is not going to make you a child of God. Understanding crystals and tarot and oracle and all that, that's not going to make you a child of God. You can understand energy and vibrations and frequencies. That's not going to make you a child of God. You can understand everybody's energy and see everybody's aura and understand low frequency, high frequency. You can understand all that stuff you want to. But until you deal with your bullshit, your pain and your trauma and your suffering is still going to be there. You're still going to be drowning in your emotions. Drowning in your thoughts because you haven't done the work. And doing the work, that's ugly work. That's ugly work. And what I mean by that's ugly work, man, that's a process. Sometimes you're going to look beat the fuck up. Sometimes you're going to feel like quitting. Sometimes you're going to feel like giving up. Sometimes you're going to be full of fear and anxiety. Sometimes you're going to be suicidal. Sometimes you're not going to want to get up out the bed. But doing the work is sat down. I got to get up. I got to get going. I don't want to. I don't feel like it. But I got to get up. I got to do this. I have to do this. I have no choice. Man, we got to grow up. We got to grow up. Hurt people hurt people. Healed people, and you've heard me say this plenty of times, healed people heal people. But the truth is, healed people don't heal people. It's a nice saying. It's a great cliche. Healed people just show other people how they can get healed. Healed people become a beacon of hope, a beacon of light, to show those other people a way out of the darkness, a way out of the pain, a way out of the fear and the anger and the hate and the jealousy and the prejudice and all the other stuff. Healed people don't heal people. We become a beacon for those that want to heal themselves. We empower those that want to heal themselves. Because if healed people, we would just be walking all over the world. You're healed, you're healed, you're healed, you're healed, you're healed. And that's not how it works. No matter how much I want you to be healed, you still got to do the work. You still got to do the work all by yourself. I can't do the work for you. And God has it set up that way. Because people like me with good hearts, in the beginning, I'd have just been running around sprinkling gold dust on you. Just boom, boom, everybody's healed. You're healed, you're healed. And when nobody have gone through their pain and suffered, nobody would have grown through their shit. Nobody would have learned the lessons from their shit. So they would have never stayed healed. So God has it set up this way. So that, man, I could show you through my life, through my experiences, through my pain, my brokenness, my suicidal thoughts, my depression, my anger, how to heal, how to face yours. So that you can see, man, if Elijah can go through all of that, if this person could go through all of that stuff that they've gone through, and this is why it's so important for us to become transparent and to talk to each other about how we feel and what we're going through. So that I can sit here and say, dang, that person has become a role model to me. Because they've gone through da-da-da-da-da-da, and man, that empowers me, that encourages me, that inspires me. That gives me hope that I can make it out of my madness. That gives me hope that I can make it out of my chaos. That gives me hope that I don't have to stay stuck in this negativity. I don't have to stay stuck on this low vibration. I don't have to stay stuck in the suicidal thoughts. I don't have to take pills for it. I can learn the lesson and heal from it. I don't have to take pills for the rest of my life just to go to sleep. I can learn the lessons. And by learning the lessons, I heal myself. And I move beyond that. Now God can elevate me. Now God can promote me and graduate me into the next lesson. As long as you're here, there's lessons to learn. As long as you're here, there's lessons to grow through. There is no one-time fix-all. There is no, okay, I've healed from this, now I'm healed from everything. That's not how this works. It's a process of continuing the growth and development cycle. I've been broken. I've been frustrated. I'm feeling lonely, or whatever it is that you got to go through or that you're going through. It's a cycle of healing, of elevating, to where this is no longer a problem for me now, because I've moved beyond this. I'm no longer depressed or suicidal about my wife passing away, because I faced that. I healed from that. I grew beyond that. Last year was a very trying, chaotic year for me. But I grew from it. I grew through it. We don't talk about stuff that we're still struggling with. We talk about stuff that we're dealt with. Did you catch that? There's a time and place to talk about what you've gone through. There's a time and place to talk about what you're going through. We have to grow up. And that's part of the growing up process. You can't have the same conversation with everybody, because everybody ain't at the same level. Everybody don't have the same maturity. So you can't talk to everybody the same. We're all at different levels of our growth and development. So we have to learn how to meet the people where they're at. Man, there's hope for you to get outside of your fears and to stop the drowning process. One of the things that I had to learn the hard way. I'm PADI certified rescue scuba diver. One of the things that I've had to learn was when somebody's drowning, don't be so quick to jump in the water to rescue them. Don't be so quick to jump in the water to save them. One of the things I had to learn was, man, I'll throw you a rope. I'll throw you something, a floating device. But you're gonna have to learn how to save yourself. Catch this analogy. Because what happens when you jump in the water to save somebody, often that person causes both of you to drown. Because of their fears and their insecurities and their other stuff. Not insecurity, but because of the shit that the fear that they're dealing with. This is why you see the firemen and everybody else quick. Man, we'll throw you a rope, we'll throw you a floating device. Or if we do come save you, or we're gonna come up from behind and grab your ass where you can't reach out and grab us. So many of us, because we've gone through things and we want other people to heal, we dive head in to their issues, to their problems, trying to fix them, trying to save them, trying to help them. And we both end up in trouble. Because we have to grow up. Man, hope and pray that says something to encourage you, to challenge your way of thinking. There's hope. There's hope. But you got to stop bullshitting yourself. You have to stop deceiving yourself. You have to stop faking the funk. You have to stop being distracted. You have to be willing to do the work. And not just willing to do the work. You have to do the work. You have to do the work. The teacher can't do it for you. Your friend can't do it for you. You have to do the work yourself. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.